We're proud to have with us right now the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, Bill Bolling. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you all very much. Good afternoon, my fellow Virginians and fellow patriots all. Please have a seat. I apologize for being overdressed. I just haven't had a chance to change. I thought the best quote of the inauguration so far, I must say, came from me. It was posted on many blogs today, which somebody asked me yesterday what my worst fear was, and my answer was the thought of tails on my butt. That was my worst fear of the entire thing. So I hope it doesn't look too bad. But anyway, look, let me just, first of all, thank you all for coming to be a part of this historic day here in Richmond. I can't tell you how much that Bob and Ken and I appreciate everything that you did to help make this day possible. One of the things I like to just emphasize to folks every chance I get is that, you know, folks like us run for office, but the truth is none of us could ever get elected on our own. You know, we only get elected because there are lots of folks out there that do the hard work of freedom, that are out there helping us carry our principles and our message to the voters and knocking on doors and passing out literature and, you know, putting up yard signs and working the polls on election day. I mean, that's the hard work of freedom. And we get to stand up front and take the oath of office, and but it wouldn't be possible without folks like you all that make it happen. And we just want you to know how very much we appreciate everything you did to make this day possible, and then how very special it is to actually have you be able to come here and participate and share in this day with us. It's been 12 years since we've had a day like today. Let's not make it that long before we have another day like that. You know, obviously, we're going to party here for a couple of days. We've had some great events this week. To all of you who came to my inaugural celebration back on Thursday night, thanks for coming. We had over 1,000 people there at that event. For the first time ever, we did something very different this year. We offered our inaugural event free to the people who have worked so hard to make our success possible. And we had folks from all over the state came. It was amazing how many people came through the receiving line the other night and said, it's the first time I've ever been able to come. You know, they go out and work hard, but they can't afford $500 or $1,000 to buy a ticket. And I had a lady come through the line. She was 93 years old from Salem, Virginia. She told me she had worked for Republican candidates for 60 years, and it's the first time she'd ever been able to come to an inaugural event. And that was just such a special thing for us. So, you know, we appreciate everybody that came to help make that possible. Last night, we had a wonderful sponsors dinner for the governor. Oh, I can call him the governor now, not the governor. Virginia Museum, and today we had about 800 people here at the Marriott for our inaugural prayer breakfast. Tonight I think we have about 5,000 people coming to the ball at the convention center. So it's just, you know, we're going to have a couple of days of partying. Tomorrow the First Lady's lunch and an open house at the governor's mansion. And then come Monday, see, when you win these elections, winning the election is fine and having the parties are nice, but then you got to do what? You got to go to work. And come Monday, we're going to go to work to get Virginia back on the right track. We have some big challenges. We have some big challenges in our state today. We think the most important challenge facing Virginia is the need to get this economy moving again and create jobs. On Monday night, when the governor addresses the General Assembly, he will lay out a detailed economic recovery plan that we've been working hard to put together. It's going to call for more tax incentives to reward businesses for creating jobs in Virginia. It's going to call for reforming regulations to make Virginia an even better place to do business. We're going to ask the General Assembly to invest in proven economic development and job creation programs, because the truth is, over the last few years, we have failed to invest in those programs. We've grown social programs, but we've failed to invest in economic development and job creation programs. We're going to announce a number of strategic initiatives that we think will position Virginia to take advantage of a future economic recovery once it starts to occur. This group, Americans for Freedom and Prosperity, shares our belief and our understanding that government doesn't create jobs. The private sector creates jobs. And what government does do is government either has policies that make it easier or more difficult for the private sector to do its thing. And we're going to pursue tax policies and regulatory policies and spending policies that make it easier, not harder, for the private sector to do its thing. Is balancing this budget. Unfortunately, we inherit a budget that is about $2 billion out of balance. That's because the budget that Governor King introduced in December includes $2 billion in tax increases. Those tax increases will not survive legislative scrutiny. And, our task is going to be to work to get another $2 billion in spending reductions out of the budget. And that's not going to be easy. I mean, we understand it's never easy, but it's necessary. Families have had to tighten their belts and spend within their means. Businesses have had to tighten their belts and spend within their means. And government has to tighten its belt, set priorities, and spend within our means. And we're determined